guys, it's Chapman. How's everyone doing? Good, I hope. I've got another book review for you today. Mini chit-chat review, shall we call it. I was recently sent this lovely gift by my friend Sue. You know, on this channel I mainly talk about perfumes, but I also like to talk about perfume-related literature because I like to read stuff too. First of all, how nice is this book? Oh my gosh, it's by Neil Chapman. And it's called Perfume, In Search of Your Signature Scent. It's so nice. Look at this. Ooh, pretty. I love the gold edging on it. I recently finished this. Well, I say finished it. I didn't read every single part of it, only because it's not the type of book that you feel like you have to read cover to cover. You can kind of dip in and out of it and jump around and figure out what you might want to read, or read just a tiny bit of it and then open it up again another day, close it, I don't know, do whatever you want. It's not a cover to cover book. There's so much information in here and it's divided up so nicely that you can just kind of dip in and out. But basically what it is, Neil Chapman is a really cool guy. I'll tell you what I loved most about this book in a minute, but the book is a collection of, I guess, mini reviews. It's kind of like a little, a guide to, if you want to read about things that you already know, like fragrances that you already know, or if there's something that you may be thinking about buying. They're very short reviews, they're very succinct, they're very eloquent, they're very cool, and it's divided up really nicely. So you can just dip in and out, you can read Neil's take on what the fragrance smells like. They are actual reviews, like I said, as opposed to a different book I reviewed before called A Century of Scents, where that was more about the backstory of perfumes. This is a little bit more technical. It's more about how things smell. And I just really enjoyed this. I'm going to keep it by the side of my bed just to read little bits as and when I like. But it's so lovely. It's really heavy, and mine has a little bite out of it because one Zazu thought that she would be a bit hungry and chew a bit of my book. I was not very happy. So it's got a really nice introduction to Neil. He lived, or I think lives in Japan. He's super obsessed with perfume, obviously. He talks about that. Talks about, you know, where the obsession came from. The beginning bit is quite technical. It's got a lot about perfume construction, natural versus synthetics, how perfume is changing. And then he talks a bit. I'm gonna read you one bit of this beginning bit because when I read it, I just went, oh, I could not have put that better myself. I mean, I couldn't, I'm not an author. However, he talks about the selections, you know, and why he's chosen what he's chosen, because I can imagine writing a book like this must be really hard, because what do you choose? Do you go for the things that people know already? Do you go for things that people aren't ever gonna be able to find? I guess you have to kind of try and strike a balance somewhere. So when he talks about my selections, he says, and I loved this, I think this was my favorite part of the whole thing. It says here, and everyone needs to listen to what he says here, okay? All right. It says, you may notice that there are not a whole lot of the for men type fragrances included in this book. This is deliberate, as it is a truism now among perfume lovers and niche aficionados that men's fragrances in particular have for several decades been in a rather dire state of affairs. How many men's fragrances do you see me review on my channel, guys? Count them. Suffering from a true dearth of originality, mired in tired old cliches that do a disservice to an entire sex. Yes, many of these sporty and hard-chested commercial smashes smell manly and fresh in a morning boardroom meeting kind of way, but in the current climate of gender fluidity and fragrance creativity, I really believe that many men are doing themselves out of the possibility of smelling truly interesting and original when there might be so many other suitable options beside the usual granite-jawed selections. Such fragrances are constricting and reductive, just mindless cultural conformism, and perhaps most importantly, thoroughly lacking in psychological complexity. Rather than limiting yourself to the colognes you've seen in TV and magazine commercials, why not branch out? The majority of niche perfume is created for the individual regardless of gender. It's time to move beyond chest-beating babe magnets and step outside the box. Neil, if you were in this room right now, I would give you such a huge hug. Everyone needs to listen to what he's saying, right? I know a lot of you guys that watch me have this mentality anyway, but come on. Anyway, I really liked that bit. So yeah, it goes on to how to wear perfume. So it's really good for beginners, I think. Layering, how to buy vintage. He talks about this amazing shop in Japan, in Tokyo, which sounds like it came out of heaven. Apparently it's really hard to get into. The owner is a little bit picky about who she lets in, but it's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of vintages. That's a secret you shouldn't have told, Neil. So going on to the perfume reviews themselves, he divides them by where they fit on the fragrance wheel, kind of. So it's not done by decade or done by brand, it's done by section. So the first bit is green. So he talks about grasses, leaves and herbs at the beginning. So it's got some, it's a really nice mixture of some commercial perfumes and some niche, but not majorly difficult to find niche, I don't think. I didn't see any anyway, unless my brain's gone funny. There's things like Diptyque in here. You've got Comme des Garçons, Sizzly. You've got green florals. Then it goes on to citruses. Then you've got gourmand. So you get the gist, right? And it's all color coded, which is really nice. So there you go, look, it all turns a little bit orange. So what I'm going to talk about now is what I enjoyed most about this book is Neil's style of writing, his reviewing. And this might sound a little bit conceited, but his way of reviewing fragrances is very similar to mine. So if you like my review style, you're probably going to like the way he talks about perfume as well. He's somewhere between technical and whimsical, except he's much more eloquent than me. I just get a feel for the perfume when he talks about them. So some of them he talks about the notes and he's very descriptive. Other times you'll have the sections where it's interspersed with his personal experience. So every now and then you'll get a little bit of a story or a backstory into his experience with the perfume. He talks about someone he knew in Japan that wore one, just little things like that. So you get to know the author a little bit, even though there's an introduction, but when you get to the meat of the book, you get to find out a little bit more about him, which is really, really good. I love the choices that he's made. There's a whole section of iris perfumes. So you can just kind of flick to what you want and then just dive in, really. So I'm gonna read you 2 reviews by him just so you can get an idea of what his style is. And I'll read you some popular reviews. Not popular reviews, but popular fragrances. I would like to say, Neil, where is Samsara in this book? Please explain yourself. I was going through this and I thought, there's no Samsara in here. What am I even reading? So I'll read you his review of Jiki by Guerlain. It says, Jiki, created in 1889 by Émile Guerlain, is considered by some perfume historians to be the first modern perfume, as it incorporated synthetic ingredients alongside natural extracts in the process, adding both complexity and staying power to fragrance. Continuously in production since then, though slightly reformulated over years, it is even today a brilliantly striking composition, and one that has aged remarkably well. The opening, see, he talks like a review. The opening is full of fleeting sensations of lively bergamot and lemon essences, a flourishing, elegant lavender, a garland of herbs from an English garden, verbena, sweet marjoram with the tiniest nuance of mint. Once the citrus has dissipated, smiling, warmer notes now appear with the lavender in counterpoint. That's just a little snippet of Jiki, just so you can see how he reviews. I really, really like it. And in every little section, after the ones with the pictures and the main reviews, he has even more succinct kind of 1-2 line suggestions in the same category. So he's got fuller reviews here, but then he has tiny little bits as well. So I just really enjoyed it, and there's a lot I'm gonna read about for sure. More. I've read loads, but I'm gonna read more. There's even chocolate, whole section on chocolate. So does it by style and he does it by note as well. What should I read? I'll just pick one at random, shall I? Let's have a look. I'll read one more and then I will wrap up this review. Let's read White Musk by The Body Shop. So he says, there are several fresh, transparent vegetal musks on the market, such as far more costly and fashionable Claire de Musc by Serge Lutens. When it comes to a perfect icon such as this, though, elitism becomes irrelevant. In my opinion, no clean synthetic musk has ever been done better than the classic by The Body Shop. A sheer floral musk scent with soft peachy accents and unyielding aura that draws people in like almost nothing else. Filled with a whole truckload of memories from my own teenage years, White Musk is one of those inexpensive perfumes with an inspired winning formula that has simply always smelled good. Immaculately proportioned and disinhibiting, it is the smell of countless broken adolescent hearts. I really, really like the way he talks about perfume, and I'm probably going to steal some of his vocabulary at some point. So, Perfume by Neil Chapman, In Search of Your Signature Scent. It's great. I mean, it's such good coffee table reading. It looks gorgeous. I love this. I can't say that enough, really, can I? But although mine's ruined, kind of a little bit. But yeah, just really enjoyable read. I'll put some links below where you can buy this if you want to. Just wanted to give you guys a suggestion for some bedside reading. Anyway guys, I'm out to trying to make the world smell better, one video at a time. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.